Hello fellow book nerds, Emmy Walker here to do this week's Top 5 Wednesday. This week is top 5 books that you would read on a rainy day. Sorry, that is my daughter. She woke up from her nap, so she's kind of hanging out with me here. I don't know, I can't really put her in the picture because she's in her little rock and play. But anyway, so top 5 books that you would read on a rainy day, or rainy day reads. I don't know about you, but I like to read gloomier books on rainy days. I find that the gray, wet, murky setting is a great atmosphere for reading a gloomy book. And that's not to say that all of my rainy day books are going to be gloomy, you know, horror books, but I find that I enjoy reading those kinds of books more on a rainy day. Which is strange, you think you'd want to read something bright and bubbly to cheer up the gloomy day, but I love the rain, and even if it is gloomy out, I think it's wonderful, and I love the gloominess of rain. In my number 5 spot is not a gloomy book, but that is Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. This is a contemporary fiction book, and I've actually don't read a whole lot of this, and I can't even think of another book I've read that's contemporary fiction, so for all I know, I'll only want to read contemporary fiction during rainy days, but I feel like this is such a great, I don't know, fun love story that you just really enjoy to read, and you go through it quickly. It's such a fun, you know, whatever, but that was Molly. And so yeah, so this is the story of Eleanor and Park and their journey to finding love between each other. In my number 4 spot is the Fablehaven series by Brandon Mull. And this is a middle grade fantasy book about brother and sister who discover that their grandfather is caretaker to a magical world, and they have to go stay with him for the summer, and they go and they discover the magical world and all of its magicalness. This is just the world itself. It's not a gloomy book. There are, you know, scarier for middle grade, you know, moments and stuff in there, but I definitely find this to be like a fun magical world to disappear in whenever you're trying to avoid the rainy day slumness. These last 3 are going to be my darker books, and in my number 3 spot is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This whole book I feel like could take place during the rain. I just feel like there's just so much unhappiness with Victor. He's just so glum. I feel like he's seeking revenge, so I can understand, but I just feel like this whole entire book could just be set in the rain. In my number 2 spot is Miss Perkins' Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This is a very dark story. I remember being very scared when I was reading this book up until a certain point. And I remember I was reading it outside in the dark, and I had to go back inside, and it was one of those, you know, look over your shoulder, run really fast, you know, when you come up from the basement and you just run. That's kind of how this had me feeling for a lot of the book, and it's a good creepy read to sit next to a cozy fire and be creeped out. In my number 1 spot is the Last Apprentice series by Joseph Delaney. I've mentioned this book a lot lately because I'm right in the middle of the series, but I really enjoy this. It's a middle grade young adult, middle grade horror, about a young boy who is learning to become the next spook, which is the guy who basically takes care of anything fantastic, pretty much, you know, witches, anything evil across the lands, and he's there to, you know, bind the power, you know, protect the counties from these evil doers. And it's very creepy, very fun to sit. Another one to sit nice by the fire if you have a fire. I actually don't have a real fireplace, but it's still nice to sit and curl up and be creeped out and sit in the dark with. There you have it, my top 5 books I would like to read on a rainy day. Let me know down below your picks for your favorite rainy day reads. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I will see you later, book nerds! Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the